Let's talk about a fascinating question. Which comes first, a thought or a feeling? It's a topic that can feel confusing, especially because sometimes feelings seem to appear out of nowhere, while at other times they clearly follow a thought. So how do we make sense of this? Well, here's the answer. It depends on the situation and how the brain processes information. Let me explain. Most of the time, our feelings are a reaction to our thoughts. For example, imagine you're sitting at home and think, oh, I forgot to respond to that important email. That thought might spark a feeling of guilt or emotional stress. Or maybe you think, well, what if I mess up my presentation tomorrow, and you feel anxious? In these cases, the thought comes first and your emotional response follows. This is the brain's way of interpreting situations and assigning meaning to them. But there are other times when it feels like a feeling arises instantly without any thought. For example, if you're, say, walking in the woods and hear a sudden noise or rustling behind you, you might feel fear or panic before you've even had time to think, what was that? This happens because of how our brain is wired. Our brain has two systems that work together, the emotional brain and the thinking brain. The emotional brain, specifically the amygdala, is designed to process threats incredibly quickly. It's like your brain's alarm or protection system. If it senses danger, it triggers a feeling immediately, like fear, almost instantly, so you can react without wasting time. This is why you might jump back from what you think is a snake before you even realize it's just a stick. Your thinking brain, or prefrontal cortex, however, processes information much more slowly. It's responsible for analyzing a situation, asking questions like, is this really a threat? And deciding what to do next. So, in situations where speed is crucial, like avoiding danger, your feelings come first. But once your thinking brain catches up, it starts to analyze and interpret what just happened. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Even when feelings seem to arise without a thought, they're often connected to subconscious memories or beliefs. For example, imagine someone raises their voice to you and you instantly feel a sense of dread. You might not consciously think anything in that moment, but your brain could be connecting their tone to a memory of being criticized as a child. These subconscious links between past experiences and beliefs and current emotions can make it feel like feelings come out of nowhere, when in fact it's driven by thought. So why do thoughts often come before feelings, but sometimes they don't? It all comes down to context. If you're in a situation where there's time to process your thoughts will typically shape your feelings. But in moments of perceived danger or when you're triggered emotionally, your feelings might bypass conscious thought entirely. The important takeaway is that thoughts and feelings influence each other in a loop. For example, if you wake up feeling anxious, your thoughts might follow that feeling. Why do I feel this way? Maybe something bad is going to happen. Those thoughts can then intensify the anxiety. Conversely, if you think something positive, like I can handle this, it might help shift your emotional state. So what does this mean for you? It means that while you might not always have control over which comes first, a thought or a feeling, you can work to understand the connection between the two. In moments of emotional overwhelm, ask yourself, what just happened? What thoughts might be fueling this feeling? Is there a belief or a memory that could be triggering my reaction? This kind of self-awareness is key to breaking automatic cycles and gaining a sense of control over your emotional world. If this topic resonates with you, consider taking a moment to reflect on your own experiences when you do have thoughts that seem to trigger your feelings, and when do your feelings seem to come out of nowhere? The more you explore this, the more empowered you'll feel to imagine both your thoughts and emotions. And if you'd like to dive deeper into this or similar topics, make sure to leave a comment below. Let's keep this conversation going. Because understanding how your mind works is the first step toward creating a more intentional and fulfilling life. And if you would like help unraveling your emotional world, get in touch. Visit my website and book a free discovery call, and let's see what's possible.